Hey everybody, World's Biggest Geek here. My name is Kevin, back another review here today, and I just finished the season finale of Wheel of Time Season 3. Guys, what an incredible show this was. Truly mind-blowing and crazy, awesome, fantastic, incredible. Like I said, was truly one of the most incredible series of all time. Knowing of the story of the Dragon Reborn, you know, the one who had the strongest ultimate power of this world, and knowing that the power that the dragon had was truly the most extraordinary power. But then knowing that the first Dragon Reborn, the first dragon was killed, but his spirit, the spirit of the Dragon Reborn, was moved into someone else, which, you know, at first you're like, okay, well, this Dragon Reborn was the most powerful being, but the spirit transferred into someone else and went somewhere to another person. Moiraine went to this small village of the Two Rivers and found these five young adults who were living in the Two Rivers. You know, some were blacksmiths, they were farmers, they were chefs and cooks, until, you know, the Trollocs came to their village and just killed everyone. You know, then Moiraine was like, you know, you five are the ones who have to come with me, and I will take you to the White Tower so you can be come forth to the Aes Sedai and the mother of the White Tower. And knowing that, you know, these five, you know, okay, well, which one is the Dragon Reborn? Who is it? At first they thought it was Mat, you know, but when they went to the Shadow City, Mat found these daggers, and these daggers possessed him. Like, the darkness was in him. It took over his mind. It hurt him. Now they're thinking like, oh, he must be the Dragon Reborn. You know, he must be the one. But it wasn't the Dragon Reborn. It was just these daggers that he found in the city that were haunted. It was cursed. You know, all the evil was in it. But then a psychic who worked at the bar, you know, was like, you know, was holding Rand's hand. Like, let me see. She's like, you know, it's you. You're the Dragon Reborn. And Rand was like, that, how can that be? That's not me. Until, you know, Moiraine and Rand went to this stone area, and he was the one, and she let him go, you know. And then, you know, Rand was living his own life elsewhere. He was, you know, living in another city, another town, where he was trying to be, you know, himself. Didn't know where he was until this woman who liked him, but turns out she was also part of the Dark Ones and the Shadow and the Trollocs. So now, you know, she wants Rand's power because of what he's capable of and what he could do to the world itself. So guys, let's get into this season finale. Truly, Moiraine, best character of the entire show, truly was phenomenal, extraordinary. Like I said, mind-blowing when she had this orb in her hand and channeling all that energy when she was fighting the Dark One, you know, in the desert, you know, because, you know, Rand was going to the council to have his talk with the clans. Moiraine, like I said, by far was the best. Now, at first I thought they'd kill her. I was like, no, don't kill her. But no, Moiraine is the best, baddest character in that show. Pulling that sword out of her chest, I was like, oh my goodness. And channeling that energy from that orb that she found in the city, in that tree. And like I said, almost had her, but yes, the Dark One, you know, she did escape. And like I said, I was impressed. I was like, this was by far incredible. And then, of course, she also had another person pretend to be the Dragon Reborn. It's like, follow me, follow. But Rand was like, no, I am the dragon. I am the one you must follow. And, you know, she because, again, the darkness, the shadow, and the Black Aes Sedai want, you know, the Dragon Reborn. They want his power. Like I said, that power he has to channel energy and darkness and to control the world like that, storms and hurricanes and controlling the oceans. By far, like I said, the greatest power of all time. And Rand, by, you know, like, see, Moiraine, you know, when she went to the rings, she saw the future. And she's, everyone was worried like, well, if Rand ever did turn to that darkness, either he dies or or Moran has to die, because, this is how the future has been told, and this is what they, has been forsaken and has been spoken. So now you know that, oh, if this all-out war begins, this is what will happen if the Dark Ones and the Shadow and the Trollocs, finally get what they want. They want that dragon reborn. They want that power. They want the darkness. And the mother, Sue, the mother, she was taken, she died as well too, because her sisters betrayed her, because the other sister, 10 years ago, she was voted as the new mother of the White Tower. And the other one was like, I'm the strong one. But then, saying like, I'm in charge, I'm the one that gives the orders. And now she's like speaking the truth, like, look, we are the light. We are, if you stay in this tower, you will burn, you will be destroyed, you will let the darkness consume you all. And being greedy with power, Matt, when they were in this treasury room, was like, what would it be like to live in a world without be able to see the future, channeling energy and having all this greatness and weapons and artifacts? What type of world would we live in if we didn't have that? Knowing power is the greatest thing in the world, and controlling that, using people for it, what they desire and what they want, is what, everyone is after. They want the Dragon Reborn, believing in one. Rand, he did a trial. He walked through the city and he saw his ancestors. He saw them, ones that, were in a futuristic type city, keeping, living in like the mountains, and, watching his ancestors walking through to see the tests and trials, and knowing that what he saw was everything. His own mother was a warrior that gave birth to him on the battlefield. Before she died, she gave birth to Rand, knowing that this is the baby, this is the child who will be the dragon, the true defender of this world. And knowing that he saw his ancestors, seeing the future, seeing the past, seeing everything, and knowing that what he has is, the greatest power of all time. And Egwene is also a dream walker, so she has the power to see people's dreams. She could see, everyone, when they're in their world of life, seeing everyone's dreams, seeing them come to life, controlling them, when they, stick the pin in the candle, saying when this thing falls, that's when you wake, always knowing that, what she was, Egwene channeling power and seeing things now, and now she's a dream walker. So I feel like dream walkers have that great power to see people's dreams, walking through the future, seeing what they see. And just like, it's so cool to understand the great power. And also too, the other girl who was, she was chained, she channeled the greatest power, opening the water like that and walking. I was like, oh my goodness. I was like, wow, that type of power, opening the waters, walking out like that. I was like, that channeling the greatest power. And I was like, no, please don't kill her. But when she walked out of the water like that, I was like, that was awesome. That was incredible. I was like, by far, awesome season finale. And then also the daughter who was the cleaner was also royalty. She is also channeling. When she had that stick and blasted the other sister, channeling her energy and getting rid of that one, I was like, wow. Like, even like, you're thinking like she's just like a girl that was cleaning the White Tower, but turns out she was royalty, because she was left there to, learn how to channel the energy. I have to say, was truly an awesome finale. And then Matt, meeting another being, the voice, Matt was dealing, because he's the horn blower. Ooh, he started speaking tongue. He started speaking people's language. He started seeing visions and talking like everyone, having their fighting techniques, their ability. But when he went to that room, he lost that, the voices are gone, but he doesn't remember how he got there because, he was looking for his needs. Like, he wanted to leave. He was trying to get out. He wanted, to finally get his, either he blew the horn and all these warriors, all these people came out and helped him in the city when Ram was reclaiming his honor. Now, Matt lost everything, losing his memories and knowing where he came from, knowing, what he was dealing with and all this issues and problems. But now his needs are gone, but his memories are now blank. Like I said, who knows what will happen to Matt now, if he will regain his memories. But even like the beginning of the show was like mind blowing, like knowing that one of the other sisters who lost her son, she wants to be a part of the Dark Ones, the Shadow. She wants to be a part of this world, knowing that the Aes Sedai are not the strong women, following the darkness and power, giving what they want. And now the other woman, it's like, oh, I'm here to take you out, sister. It's like, no, I want to join you. I want to be part of the Forsaken. I want to be a part of them. I don't want to be a part of the Aes Sedai. I want to be a part of the darkness. Because she lost her son and losing all that power, now she, finding the wristbands, the collar to finally control the Dragon Reborn. Once they control Rand, will finally have the most ultimate power in the universe. And that's what they want for this all-out war and this battle. Like I said, guys, was truly an awesome, awesome show. I enjoyed it. Blew me away. I cannot wait for season 4. But like I said, this was by far an awesome show. The Aes Sedai, all these characters, channeling energy was crazy. And knowing that, even like, they called him the Lord of Golden Eyes, because he was able to control the wolves, helping his town, the Two Rivers from the Trollocs, and the one guy who was like a black, like a dealer, he was controlling the Trollocs, and also the one who was like a bookkeeper. He sacrificed his life to destroy the Waypoint so that none of the other armies would come in. Like I said, sadly, he loved books, and but he had to break that path so that no one would cross in to the Waypoint to get to the Two Rivers. So like I said, that was a little heartbroken that we lost the one of the who was the bookkeeper who joined the women, and Paran to the Two Rivers, but he sacrificed himself to destroy the Waypoint so that they wouldn't get through. So I was like, that was a little heartbroken that we lost him. I was like, man, but like I said, it was truly an awesome, incredible show. Blew me away. And like I said, I hope we could see season 4, and hopefully this all-out war with Ram will not be controlled and he will be able to stop the darkness once and for all. Well, that does it today, guys. You guys have an awesome, fantastic day. I'll talk to you later. Be cool, be awesome, be fantastic. Happy Easter, and enjoy your incredible and wonderful week, guys. You are truly the greatest people of this generation. I'll see you guys soon.